edition.
The Escape Pod.
Welcome to Turnstile Records presents The Escape Pod. I'm jezbot.
I'm Timmy Taco.
And I'm Sean Enough.
Are we all in slow-mo
No, we're
mode?
not. No, that's just Sean's been good enough to let us use his studio today using the Zoom H6 digital recorder.
Oh, so we're on location, is what we're
correct.
basically saying.
So you put that together. Well done. I like the slow version. I think
Yeah.
I'm,
Of the
intro?
I think I'm into it.
Yeah, well, it seemed to slow the pace of the show a little bit, but I thought I've loaded the soundboard up this evening, so I thought I'd put a bit of a spin on it just to, because we're in a different location. Thought I'd make a different theme song.
That's good. I thought about bringing the soundboard, but opted out of it.
Yeah.
Too much gear, you're saying?
Too much stuff.
I mean, you do have a full briefcase here.
It's the pod box.
It's more than a briefcase. It's really a road case, isn't it?
You got your leads, you got your power, you got your backup computer, your jacks,
Spare gonks.
spare conks,
Yeah.
retractable pencils.
You can never get enough gonks.
But I'm actually liking this setup in a different studio. Spice it up a bit.
Still at home. I've got a turntable here.
It feels pretty good.
That's
Wiggy,
right.
wiggy, wiggy.
That's right. What's mine is yours. You're at home. Consider yourself at home. I've
Mi
gone
casa
to...
es su casa. I think that's
Exactly.
not how you... I don't think you say it like that.
Yeah, I was going to try it, but I thought I'd probably get it wrong, and that's not the thing to do on a public recording.
That's right.
But you might notice that I've got some fake foliage.
Yep, I did notice that foliage.
Yep, that's just to make you feel a bit more at ease with being in the inner city suburbs.
Yeah, okay.
Just to give it that, that suburban
give it a
country-esque feel.
Synthetic look.
Yeah,
No fakers here.
that's right. Don't eat it.
No.
There you go.
But I do, but appreciate the surroundings. It's pretty damn good here.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Yeah. So earlier this week, I was. It's a little bit embarrassing, but I was doing a bit of manscaping. Now,
Okay.
not in the nether regions,
Right.
right? So a little bit of long hairs on the chest, a few hairs growing out the nipples. I want to do a cut back. I opt out for the shave because it's a bit too dangerous as it was.
Yep.
Well, it's always going to grow more hairs once you shave.
So I just thought
That is the worry,
thought-
isn't it?
It's going to thicken it
cut
up.
them short. So I grabbed some on this side, snippy doodah. The scissors, not so sharp. So you got to do that old.
That's
You
dangerous.
know when you put tension where you force the blades together.
Yeah, so you're basically just forcing it to snap.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You put the tensions on. And so I got the left nipple covered, all right, all good, all snippety doodah.
Yep.
Got to the other side, snippety doodah, yep, all good. There was one stray hair, and I just thought I'd just get it.
Are you going to show us?
I was going to do it. No, I was going to do an air cut. When I'm not holding the hair, but I'm just.
You got
cutting.
overconfident.
And I've done it, but as I've pulled the tension, the blades have sort of gone really close, and I've kind of gone snip. And I
Snip
nicked
the nipple.
I nicked the old nipple.
It's quite sensitive, the nipple, isn't it?
If I was using the, that's on the orange scissors. So if I was using the blue scissors, I would have cut my nipple off clean.
Yeah. Nick the nip.
Nick the
But
nip.
I stopped mid slice. Now
Lucky.
I thought,
I can see a few issues with it already.
yeah, it's not my greatest moment.
Well,
when
it's more the technique, Tim.
yeah, it is. It was a bad technique.
I think you should be you got to be plucking those bad boys out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jez is onto something.
I just thought cut them short. Then they're not going to ingrown or
It's going to sprout another hair. Now you've got two hairs on your nipple.
what? So you cut the end of one hair and then two hairs.
That's
grow
pretty
from
much
that.
like
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm fucked.
It's like Hydra from the Greek mythology. Cut his head off and it grows two heads.
Or citrus plants.
But I thought I'd look on the old internet to make sure that I wasn't the only moron in the world. And
You're definitely not the only moron in the world that's cut their nipple. I don't
No.
There's got to be a whole website dedicated to it.
Surely.
Well, I came across new trends. I know that's a popular thing on the old podcast that we do new trends. Yes.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm
Sean,
still here.
Sean, yeah.
Fidget spinners. We covered them.
We've got fidget. You got
Plank-
your fidget.
You've got your planking. You've
got
got your
your,
shitting in public places.
Yep.
You've got your
eating the dishwashing Tide challenge.
Tide challenge,
The people
that's
that
right.
are eating the thing at once. It's
flossing.
but it says here new trends in manscaping.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I'm on board.
For the first time in American history, tattoos are trending towards mainstream status amongst younger generations. We've all noticed that.
Is this an old article?
This is an article.
From the internet.
Perhaps the least talked about of all the adaptations to people's bodies. You've got your tattoos, you've got your nipple rings, you've got
yes.
your all
Yeah,
your
yep.
little doodads and doodahs. Is the surgical nipple removal.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Heard about this? You seen this? You heard about this?
No. haven't
Something
heard
that's
about it.
primarily performed on men, since nipple modifications on women can sometimes cause blocked milk ducts and mastitis.
We don't want that.
Painful infection of the breast tissue.
So
But
Ouch.
men have breast tissue as well.
Yeah, but we're not making the milks.
No, we're not.
they're essentially functionless.
Yeah.
These are people making a true point.
Well, we know that they grow hairs, so
How do they cut it off? I hear you ask.
how do they cut it off, Tim?
I'm glad you asked. Generally, nipple removal is performed using a clamp and cut technique. Clamp is attached to the nipple.
Oh, the old clamp and cut.
The old clamp and cut.
It doesn't sound like a technique more of just we'll have a crack at it.
Yeah.
Just
This is just how we're
have
going
a
to do
hack
it.
at it, yeah.
Then the incision is made and sutured. Is it?
Yeah,
SUTURED. What's sutured?
Feel like so stitched up.
Sealed.
Sealed, yep. Stitched.
Seal me up for good.
Yep.
Other methods aren't uncommon though.
I think that's more of an American.
Some ditch the clamp altogether, while others simply
Australians just say stitched up.
they are. Others simply cauterize the nipple.
Yes.
So like burn it off a la
Rambo?
Rambo styles.
Yep. Which is a great movie. I love it. I grew up on Rambo 3. I watched it
Rambo
over
3.
and over again. I watched it so many times. And it's a great movie. It's a
And
great
it's-
movie. It's when America supported Afghanistan against the Soviets. And I watched, it was on television the other night, and at the end, the movie actually, just before the credit roll, it's like the end. This movie is dedicated to the people of Afghanistan. Or the honourable, gallant people
Oh, really?
of Afghanistan. And
Okay.
I had a bit of a chuckle because, like, we all know how that went.
That turned out.
Yeah, the Rambo thing. I'm more of a Rambo 1 man myself. But every week it's pretty much on a random station, so you don't even have to like. Oh, I grew up on Rambo. It's still happening.
Your first blood,
First Blood.
John Rambo.
Correct.
So I read on to find out why people are removing their nipples.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
And
that's my
I thought
next
the
question.
excuse was kind of lame, to tell you the truth. Most men who have their nipple removed don't like their nipples being pinched or bitten.
Yeah, so we'll have it off.
Yeah.
Just cut it off.
There's a guy in OH&S. They're like, all right, I've got a problem. I eliminate the problem. That's the first step,
That's right.
if you can.
Just cut it
Well,
off.
they're saying that they find the removal of their nipple easier than reminding their partners that they don't like to be.
It's way easier.
So much
Yeah, 'cause
easier.
you know about these dumbass partners that we all have.
Oh, I don't want to bother you, love. I just thought I'll cut it off.
Oh,
So I'll just sear it right off.
Okay.
Well, why don't you just tell me not to do anymore? No, I didn't want to bother you.
You can't remember anything, anyways.
Yeah.
Nothing, anyways. But it's not sexual, Tim.
They don't want to. They don't want to be in the middle of sex and suddenly scream out in pain. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
I guess
Yeah,
it's
that way inclined.
That's
I wonder if the dagging technique works. You know,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
sheep and they put the
sure.
lacquer band on the testicles until they drop off.
Well, when they're shawning them. Sure.
Unfortunately, yes. No, not when they're shawning them. But yeah, that that happens if you cut the
terrible.
blood circulation off to an area long enough, it eventually just drops off.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
what's next, boys? I mean,
Well, do you want
is
to?
next?
Do you want to know what's next? I hear you ask.
love it.
Oh, I think
what's next, Tim?
I'm glad you asked. This is this as extreme as body modification gets? I wonder. I hear you wondering.
Yeah,
Not quite. is the answer to that. The extreme body modification subculture called smoothies or nullos.
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 I get smoothies because now you don't have any
I
nipples.
love this program.
Yeah. Psst, drink me.
Okay.
Nullos, which is short for genital nullification.
Ken Dolling.
Ken Dolling.
It is actually Ken Dolling because it's the surgical removal of said
Now, hold up.
Kens.
I'd like to just go back just one or two steps in this conversation and how quickly you were to pounce on the affectionate title Ken Dolling. And it seems like when you said it, it made a lot of sense. Like you know this subject. You know a lot about it.
You do.
I'll tell you what, I've never thought about this subject, but as soon as I heard about the area, it was a smoothing effect,
You thought
I already
picture
know
it.
the answer. It's in my head. It's a Ken doll.
It is, absolutely.
I could never understand it. I still don't.
Well, it says here, a nullo, for instance, is a man who has all of his genitalia removed for sexual and or aesthetic reasons.
Yeah, aesthetically, mine's if we're to be honest, manscaping, it's way, way, way too big, and it's always getting in the way.
Yeah,
It's always it's always a bother.
Yeah,
Can't buy jeans, so might as well just have it off.
That's taking the Manscaped
Have it
far too far.
just have it off.
Well, how far have you taken manscaping? What's your regime? Because we
Not
were
too
talking
far.
about that.
Not too far. I'll maintain, but, unashamedly fairly hairless, on the chest and this business. It doesn't require too much maintenance and on the back and whatnot. And, they say shave your pubes.
Do they?
Yeah, makes your dick look bigger. They say that.
No, they don't say shave it though.
Yeah.
No, shave.
Trim them. You're supposed to trim. You've
think
got to
it's
maintain your business.
I
Like
think
you
that's
expect,
for,
we expect
aesthetic
women.
reasons.
I didn't pay any attention to it for a very, very long time. But in hindsight, I've always sort of have an expectation of the women I've known, and I guess it's unfair to put all that responsibility of aesthetic on there. But at the same time, there's only so much you can do. You're a bloke. You can work on your physical presence, and you can do a little bit of manscaping, but you're still a man. You know?
Yeah.
I'm still a man.
It doesn't look great. It's not yeah, well, I don't know. I think just with the shaving thing, you're going down a very dangerous path there with the manscaping. You're definitely, if you're listening out there, listeners, and I hope you are,
Probably not anymore.
the shaving technique is going to, you're going to get the dots, you're going to get the ingrowns.
Oh, you don't want to get a razor down there.
No. Oh well, we're told to shave upwards, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that what you do?
Oh, with
No.
the grain. So the face changes, the grains change. So you don't go up and down.
So you're playing a risky game with the landscape down there.
Talking about
Being
manscaping,
multi-directional.
this applies to the face as well. I've got a good quality pair of beard trimmers. And that's all I do. Lazy shave my life away. I lazy shave. You never see me with a shaved face.
No, me too.
I never put a blade on my face.
Never.
Fuck that.
No.
Okay.
You look like you shaved him.
I shaved today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sure did.
And wear it well, but
No, because I find that when my hair comes through, it comes through patchy.
Yeah, you don't have a full beard. When
No. It looks like my face is dirty.
Yeah, but that's right. You've taken the appropriate, technique there. Shave it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, without cutting yourself.
But I would
appropriate
hope
technique.
that the razor blade you're using is clean.
Oh,
It's a fresh-
every time. Fresh
fresh
one
blade.
every time.
Good.
Fresh blade every time. Thanks, Jeremy, for good looking out there.
Don't share blades.
Don't share blades.
And I would prefer the wax technique myself. That's
Right.
I've had my neck waxed before. Cassie, my my beautiful wife, she does all that kind of stuff. That was painful. That
Okay.
was very painful. But the hairs didn't grow back for
Eons.
months. Yeah.
What's that?
That's good. That's why you do it.
What's that Nair hair stuff that you rub on and all
Oh,
your hair falls out?
yeah. I'm a
That's
little
gotta
bit
be-
suspect on that product.
Yeah.
Rub an ointment on it and all your hair falls out.
Should I say
What is it made out
that,
of?
to
Old
use it-
microwaves.
Would I want to use it? Nah.
How did they discover that stuff? That's the real
because
question,
it's
isn't
something else. It's like
what's
a
something
paint
else?
stripper, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, all my hair fell out."
Yeah, that's right. Someone would have ended
Rebrand.
up in hospital with all their hair falling out after an industrial accident, and they would have said, "What was it? What was the accident? What was involved in the accident?" And some doctor went, "That's brilliant."
Yeah, I'll take that.
But do you know why that's brilliant? That we're living in a society where you can have an accident and then turn it around. And,
That's right.
And make a product
And
out
make
of it.
money out of it.
Yeah.
We're taught that's from the case. Look at all the Batman villains and so
True.
forth. They are a result of some freakish accident, and now
They're
they're
usually dealt with
Living
some
the
kind
dream.
of Nair product.
Yeah.
Two-Face, Joker.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You got your
And
And the
Batman
other one.
is suspiciously hairless.
That's right. You never see a hairy Batman, do you?
No. Well, he can't have a hairy face.
His,
because
his
they
whole
go-
product's built on slickness.
But I tell you,
True.
when Superman gets the beard, I like that Superman. Like,
Yeah, I think
100%
Superman should
more.
have a beard 100%
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
totally
it's not
agree.
very aerodynamic. But probably shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't
What's it,
matter.
yeah, what's it going to matter?
Yeah.
How does he shave?
How does he shave?
How does he shave?
How does he shave?
I'm sure other podcasts have touched on this.
Well, the Superman 3 when they cut the hair with bolt cutters and it's holding up a 50-ton thing, it can't be broken, but they cut it with bolt cutters. So how does that work?
That doesn't make any sense.
That movie is...
But just as things can't penetrate him from without, maybe things can't penetrate him from within. Maybe his hairs have been growing all this time but can't get out of his hardened steel-like exterior.
All right. Yeah, those follicles are just backing up.
Yeah,
and getting ingrowns all over his body, and that's why you never see him in the
right.
nude, because he's just full of...
Ingrown hairs.
Yeah, but I tell you,
Poor Superman, it's actually a life of pain. He's quite isolated and just full of hair.
I think he'd need some kryptonite wax, maybe. Just
Kryptonite blades?
kryptonite blades.
Yeah, kryptonite grade, nah.
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 You know what's another option, which is Superman-like, is they can get it off with lasers. They just zap you with lasers, and it doesn't grow back.
Depends on your hair colour. You need to black hair. It works better. I don't think us gingers, Tim, can get the old laser treatment.
Really?
The
Yeah.
IPL.
Now, I just want to make it clear that Jeremy has blonde hair and like, a reddish kind of beard and passes himself off as a ginger, right?
Dude, I'm drinking ginger ale right now.
Drinking ginger ale. So if he cuts his beard off, he's blonde, right?
He could still... He could if he wanted to.
Can't be classified as a ginger. You're more of a tinger. Just a
good.
tinge of red.
I can go both ways.
You can. If you want to claim it, you can. You've got that slight complexion, but if you get the beard away, you're on your way. You
Tell you what, man.
do whatever you want.
In the morning, if I wake up and I identify as a Ginger Megs, I'm fucking Ginger Megs.
Yeah, okay.
If I want to be a blonde Barbie, well, so be it. I have had bleached blonde hair before, which may come up later if I read this little story I wrote about 9/11.
What have you got?
Well, we're recording on 9/12, yeah?
Yeah.
Or 12th of the 9th, as us Aussies say.
Yeah.
But it got me thinking about, Cass came to me and said, we should go to London. And I went, oh, right. That's weird. Like, this is yesterday she came to me. It's like,
I was just there.
17 years ago.
Jeez Louise.
It's a long time.
This place has really changed.
But it's affordable now. There's cheaper flights. It's still cattle class
Okay.
with one stopover. But you can get there for $1,000. Return.
Bargain.
Yeah.
All right.
It's really good. And then you quickly duck over to wherever. And
And whatever.
yeah, it's like $80 to get on the train. Yeah, so it was like 17 years ago today
Jeepers.
that I was in London. I just turned 22 in July, no longer a boy, not yet a man. In an absinthe-fueled birthday celebration, the little green fairy on my shoulder decided it was just a dandy idea to cut off my shoulder-length bleach blonde ponytail and proceed to shave my head to the bone. He was right. It was a good idea.
It was a good idea.
It's not a great look, but it's not a great look to have a freshly shorn head in Berlin. It was a
Okay.
bad
Yeah,
place
fair
to
enough.
do it.
Was it?
It gave off a really sort of weird vibe.
A bad
'cause
vibe?
Historically, like that haircut has
Connotations.
some undertones.
Yeah. I know. I always had a shaved head, and I grew it out for a couple of reasons. One was a complete change of identity, and the other one was that, like shaved heads.
Are affiliated.
Yeah, they don't send the greatest message, and if they do, it's not a message that I particularly want to send. So,
well, you
grow your hair out.
One thing I know about
Smarten
you
up,
is
son.
you don't want to culturally appropriate anyone. You won't grow dreadlocks, and you won't shave your head, white supremacy style.
I did just for convenience.
Why can't we have dreadlocks?
It's questionable.
When you have a shaved head, you never have bed hair. You never have hat hair. You're good to go any time of the day.
Anytime, yeah.
Do you get burnt a lot though?
Yeah,
If you're not a hat guy.
I was thinking about this the other day when I first shaved my head. I went out in the sun that weekend, and I was in a lot of pain.
Copped it.
A lot of pain,
your
actually.
head, yeah.
And
A burnt head. It's
This is
good fun.
exactly what happened to me. I had a completely burnt face from travelling, and then a freshly shaved head that had never seen the light of day. So
you had the lines.
It looked like I was wearing a cap, a bald cap of some description that the makeup department hadn't matched quite right.
Right. Yeah.
So I looked like an absolute fool. So I left Germany as quickly as I could.
Okay.
Because of a haircut.
Pretty much.
I think it was because of 9/11, right?
Well, we're not quite there yet.
Okay. Continue
This is July.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
After vomiting across Europe for a month or two, I found myself in ye olde London town on this auspicious day, 9/11. Mm-hmm. Early that morning, I was in a pub somewhere nice in the CBD.
Take us there. I'm going to put some street sounds in the
Oh, yeah,
background.
yeah.
that's
Put
a
some
good
street
This
sounds.
is
Yeah,
actually
that's
Chapel Street, but just to give it a bit
That
of
sounds like London.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that sounds exactly like the ye olde London town. The drunks were all gathered around the fat-backed old-school TV. We all watched in disbelief
as a tram passed by. What's a tram doing in London? Sorry.
We all watched in disbelief as a hate-filled terrorist crashed a jetliner into the second Twin Tower in New York City, US of A. I continued drinking, and after a while even, oblivious to the magnitude of what I've just witnessed, I finally left the pub. As I walked across that bridge that they have there. What's that bridge?
London Bridge?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Didn't that fall down?
I know, it was falling. No, it was
yeah,
falling down. Of course.
But they shorned up the
Short enough, they fixed it.
Yes. I was obviously eavesdropping on the general public as I was walking around. It was like a wave of people talking, theorising, debating. Every person I walked past already knew the world had changed, or they at least looked like they were just in distress. But I was in London, and every motherfucker in London looks like they're in distress.
Okay.
They're all a miserable bunch. And, sorry to our London listeners, but
It is that way.
if I can, cheer up.
That's just what you saw.
They've got good chocolate, though. We know that.
We do know
We
that.
do, and thanks for listening, Matty. This is all because of Matty. This is dedicated to Matty Whelan, our London
Correspondent.
Thank you.
Jinx.
Because we're coming, Matty. This is the point to the whole story. We're coming to London. We're going to do it. We're going to stop travelling in Asia as much. And maybe hit some
Might I
Europe.
also add, Timmy, that the game of Jinx is quite problematic for a podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, because of that whole thing.
Not
Do I have to
talking.
say short enough? Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
It was about that time that I decided to get the fuck out of Dodge and book a ticket home. I tucked my tail between my legs and packed my bags.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah.
I tuck my tail back into my thighs and decide to prance around in front of a mirror.
And run from the knees down.
What a lovely lady. I look beautiful.
I had packed my bags. My indefinite stay in Europe had only amounted to a measly 3.5 months. The shame of it all. I've been talking about this for years. The terrorists had won. And the exchange rate, if I'm honest, it was pretty shitty. It was like 33 pence to the US dollar or to the Australian dollar. Why do I say US? I don't know. On the 21-hour flight home, I had a feeling of shame and regret, but I also had a sense of pride. I was returning safely home, almost anorexic, from a successful mission to Europe without losing a kidney or my passport.
All your life.
It was good. Very skinny, though. I didn't eat a lot.
Sean also, yeah, he's got some Toblerone going.
I did the thing.
Anyone up for a peek?
Yeah, I'll have a peek. Thanks, bro.
This is great. I love eating on the podcast. There's nothing better. I did the thing I'd set out to do. I was no longer a boy. I was a man. The very next year, I met my beautiful wife and we fell in love. We travelled to Bali in the face of hate and fear just after the first terrible Bali bombings. This time the terrorists had not won. Love conquered hate and fear.
Love is love.
I had my ponytail back and the world was good again. Hashtag 9/11.
I was there at Bali, and we went and visited the Bali bombing site. It was like still a wreckage. So it was like your bad luck of being there when when September 11th happened. But then the next holiday you planned, just before we went, there was another.
Yep. And I said,
Another thing.
bugger this.
I'm going anyway.
I'm going anyway.
Guys, you're cancelling your trip. It's very dangerous.
Should we edit that story out?
No, it was great. Fantastic.
That was great.
I
Absolutely.
wrote that last night.
I loved it. I loved it. It was very written.
Yeah. If you repeated a couple of sentences.
Wait, is that your like Timmy Turnstile over here does his movie reviews? Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a movie.
Yeah, it certainly was.
And I
a good
watched it.
film.
Yes, it was written.
But like, if you put a little spin on that and said a couple of sentences twice, like go hit us back up and then read a little bit out, but then read one of the sentences twice, and then the last two words 3 times.
Yeah, because I tried to.
So it sounds more like a.
Well, I was writing. I was
spoken
definitely
word.
having troubles with the delivery because you might be able to write, but you might not be able to act. And I was trying to read it out. So I said to Cass, "I've got to read this out just to make sure I've got all the beats right." And she's like, "All right, yeah, well, I want to hear." I got 2 sentences in, and I went, "Nah, I'm out. I'm not ready to
Well,
start."
it's a different whole. It's a whole different thing.
Maybe you
But if
should
you-
read it.
Do I have to read it in?
Christopher Walken.
No, you read it like how you hear me.
Okay. Get the fuck out of Dodge and book a ticket home. I tucked my tail between my legs and packed my bags. I packed my bags. My bags were packed. You see?
Yeah, okay.
See what I'm
I
saying?
see what you're saying. Yeah.
Add some. So like, the whole reason why you're writing this is not to write a nice little story, but it's to write a poem that you could be said
Right.
on the street.
I see.
On the 21-hour flight home, I had a feeling of shame and regret. Shame and regret.
I see now.
And then explain, the type of regret.
Well, that was the thing. The regret was I'd been saving for this trip for years. You know, every pound that I could scratch up.
Yeah, scratch
And
up a pound.
I had told everyone I'm going to Europe. There was farewell parties or party. There
You
was
need to like a relatable sense of regret, an analogy, if you will. When you put something in the grill and then think you can do something else, and you remember about the stuff in the grill, but you're reminded about the stuff in the grill by the smell of something burning in the grill, and then you feel regret because you knew
you were
that
supposed
was
to be
going
there.
to happen again.
That's the whole reason why you got to stand next to the grill.
Yeah, but you'd write it more poetic than that.
Was it like you put too many eggs in one basket and then you fell over and then all those eggs smashed on the ground? Yes, you could pick it up and make some scrambled eggs, but you had... Anyone? Help me out here.
Two wrongs don't make a right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll continue to write stories moving forward.
I think you should, Jez. You've got a gift.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
almost
you.
that was almost you really must go.
It was, wasn't it? Did it take you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there.
Have you ever had absinthe? Had that in Berlin. That was the trigger to shave your head. I was a lightweight back then when I was in my 20s.
Lightweight, featherweight?
Drinking wine.
Is lightweight heavier than featherweight?
Well, you got bantam. You got paperweight. You got light.
Ruffles salt and vinegar crisps, 30 grams weight.
You've got waiting at the bus stop.
Yep. But yeah, that stuff's really good. One shot of absinthe or two, and it really must go.
Yeah, it's good.
It's really good.
Absinthe, you really must go.
It's legal. It's just booze, but I don't know. Whatever they've done to it, it's
It's brewed from a specific type of wormwood, and I think in Europe it's quite a significantly amount more potent than it is in Australia. There's an illegal, there's an element that's illegal in Australia, and it can be considered to be almost hallucinogenic. I hear.
Can you get wormwood synthetic plants or
to decorate the liquor cabinet with.
Yeah, I won't be distilling down the foliage into any exotic liquors anytime soon. That's for sure.
No.
So we haven't had the end of days in a while.
No, we haven't. Where's the latest prediction?
Well, there's something that's happened in the news this week.
It's the news?
Yeah.
Okay.
North.
East.
West.
South.
It's the news. It's some news. Yeah. Yeah, it's really. I do it every time. That third letter is always a doozy.
That's the
isn't it?
genius.
You could almost hear my IQ in that pause there.
Yeah. Have we got
West.
Have you got a ding on your soundboard? Brilliant.
Well done.
That was fucking loud.
That was. Sorry
the-
I hit it hard.
Birth of the first heifer, red heifer.
As a cow, yes.
Yes. In 2,000 years, fulfills Bible prophecy and signals the end of days.
No, this is a South Park episode.
Well, it's happened. There's
Isn't
been
definitely
3
a
in the
South Park
past.
episode. What's happened?
Okay, so it's happened 3 times in.
Don't lean on the
What's that?
soundboard.
It's happened 3 times in the past. This is the 4th incarnation of the red heifer, right?
Right.
From the Bible prophecy. I'm not sure what's the actual significance. Are you guys?
We're just trying to.
You all right?
Yeah.
Do you want a break or? Okay. Are you cheersing or what?
Cheers.
Okay. You're going swap cheers. A Bible prophecy has been realized as the first red heifer in 2,000 years was born in Israel.
Okay. So a red cow.
It has happened 3 times before, so this is the 4th time. They've built a temple for this red heifer when they thought, it's definitely it, this is definitely it. And those 3 temples throughout history have been destroyed.
Yeah, okay. Because
it never happened.
It's the end of days.
It's not it. It's not the
We
red
got it
heifer.
wrong.
I don't know
We
what
didn't
it
carry
means.
the
Well, So
one.
basically what happens is a cow has a perfectly unmarked calf,
Okay.
but is actually red.
Yeah, like red
Complete.
leather.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. We all say this before we do the podcast.
We do.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Red
Red
leather,
leather,
yellow
yellow
leather.
leather.
Sean, brother, Sean.
Sean.
Brother Sean.
Sure.
So there's a video of this calf being born. I don't think we really need to see it, but
Would love to hear it, though.
Absolutely would. So, red cow. So it's like what most red-haired animals are. It's not.
yeah. So
painted red.
think of a you got your
Is it a ranger cow? Like a ranger?
yeah. Think of it like that. Think of an
Like
orangutan.
or a sloth. They're a bit red, aren't they? Or are they
Yeah,
brown?
they are.
No, but
They've
they're
got that
marked.
tinge.
There's markings though. So
Yeah.
this has come out, and genetically, it's very improbable that with the markings of the father and mother, that it should have a genetic.
Sure.
Sean.
So what are they saying, though, in relation to the prophecy, the end of days? Like, what's supposed to happen when the red cow comes?
Well, it says it's somewhere in both Judaism and Christianity in their big books. That it basically the red heifer features in the tale about the end of times.
So made a couple of cameo appearances. The old red heifer.
So they're saying it can't be the end of times. There ain't no red heifer. Now there is one. So they're like, ooh, 2,000 years, homie.
Hold up.
2,000 years, homie. You know, we've been waiting for Jesus to come back for 2,000 years.
I'm still waiting.
Is he coming back? So wait a minute. Let me just do a bit of maths here. 2,000 years
Don't
ago
do it.
was
18 years ago.
no. 2,000 years ago was the Egyptians, yeah,
Yeah.
And the Romans?
And 18. Yeah, they're all there.
the Jesus,
Jesus was there.
the red heifer. They're saying it was 2,000 years ago.
so
So,
that was there at the birth of Jesus, maybe.
maybe he was there.
Or 18 years. I can't do the maths on it.
He might have been there. Sounds like he's only at all the cool parties. The red
JC
heifer.
doesn't fuck around.
Nah.
He goes to
Nor the
gets
red
invited
heifer.
to the good stuff. But I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do with this cow.
Kill it.
Does that make a difference?
I don't know if it's.
Can we go back in time and stop it from being born?
No.
What would that?
No, we can't do that, Marty.
You know, I
Well,
read
go.
recently that mathematicians have proven time travel possible.
I'll fart now. You'll smell it later.
But it's not like you can
travels
go
through time.
somewhere.
Okay.
You can't go to another place. They just send you in a massive like loop in space. Then
By the
somehow
time you
time
get
slows
back.
down for
Yeah.
you, and then apparently people will be able to observe you at a different time, and you'll be able to observe them as a different time, and you'll be in a box going really fast, faster than the speed of light. And yeah, it's like a whole bunch of bullshit. Really, like. But you know what? The program is called. It's an anagram for TARDIS.
Right.
It's sort of
Time.
Time and.
Assisted.
Okay, look it up. Yeah, look that up. Sean's going to get into the old. Sean's going to get into the old research and trigger pressing.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, we'll find that out in just a minute. So just hold your breath for a little bit. I was cleaning out the fridge and I found leftover olives, or like what did I call them? What are they called? Pickled veggies, like olives and
Oh, the mix, the
Yeah.
garden mix,
Yeah.
pickle garden mix or something.
anti-pesto mix.
Okay.
Delicious.
Gourmet
Love
delight anti-pesto mix.
Been known to
sun-dried
eat a
tomato.
jar of that.
Yeah,
Oh, is it that style?
Yeah,
what,
that
in
style.
oil or is it
Yeah.
vinegar
Oil.
based?
Yep.
in
Pickled?
the oils. Pickle,
Oil.
like sun-dried tomatoes and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And it was off. It had gone off already. So I'd left it in the fridge way too long. And I went, where did this come from? And, that's right. Have you got an update?
No,
Okay.
Okay.
let's forget it.
Let's forget it. It's
Forget about the TARDIS thing. It was like, oh yeah, where did this come from? It was like, oh, that's right. Cass and I went to visit some very good friends, and I need to say very good friends.
Okay.
And we brought around the
He got fancy then as soon as you started talking about pesto and
that's right. We had olives. We had
some olives and
we had salmon dips. And
Do you check your wine's legs? Do you give it a swirl? Check
course.
Check its legs.
check its legs. Is
I
that
love,
what it is?
I love a swill. Yeah, you got to check its legs.
Okay.
Swill it around the glass and watch the way that it falls back into itself, and see the way that it sticks to the edge of the glass, and you can tell a wine's viscosity by the way that it hangs, and it's called its legs.
So what? Hanging is bad. No hang is good. Like
Well, it depends. You got to watch it as it drips, and you can kind of see it. Watery wine is more evident of like it's hard to explain, but it separates rather than sticking and then dripping and hanging.
yeah, I getcha.
But as it separates, and it's kind of evident of evaporation, which means it's got like a higher alcohol / ethanol content.
Okay, now we're talking.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
See,
you know,
this
swilling.
because you have manners, and you will bring a bottle of good wine to a function.
so thus I can drink some.
And this is what we did. We wanted to snack out, so we had all the Pringles, we had the dips, we had the
Chips.
biscuits, the cheeses, the
Everything.
anti-pestos, and whatnot.
Gone to a lot of effort.
We really pigged out for a couple of hours, and they have two young kids, and we played with the kids for a while, and we were wrapping it all up, and I decided. Well, I said to them as I was cleaning up the area, "You gonna you gonna eat this?" And they said, "100%, we will not be eating this. We will throw it away
Once you leave.
once you leave. We're not gonna eat this because we've got our own food, and you've just brought around all this fucking food."
Yep.
So I said, "Well, I should probably take it," and
Yeah.
so I wrapped up the antipestos and the cheeses, and I took it home. Now the question is that poor form?
Were you
Absolutely not.
Is it
Not
bad
if you've had a
manners?
conversation regarding the issue.
were you reprimanded for doing that.
Oh, well, Cass was protesting as I was packing all the goods up, saying, "Dude, what do you just leave it here? Like it's theirs now. You've brought it into their home. We've opened it. It's theirs."
So wait. So let me just backtrack here. What's you've thrown out of your fridge because it's off? Is that the stuff that you took?
That's the stuff I brought home.
So you have to throw it out anyway.
Yeah, I threw it out anyway.
So you didn't really want
I didn't eat it.
So is that a breach of etiquette then? Because
yeah, that's the question. Is what do you do?
I'll throw it out.
All right. Well, okay. What if you bring a slab to a party?
Well, I did this the other night.
Slabs
actually.
don't go off.
No. Well, I did this the other night. Bought a slab and realised that everybody was just bringing their own beer. So it looked like I just rocked up with a slab. So I looked like I was going to have like an alcoholic's good time. But I have beers, whatever, boys. I held off a 6-pack, right, just to see what the flow was like, just to see what the grab was like, and
Just throw it in the burley.
I just chucked in 3 6-packs, and at the end of the night there was 3 beers left plus my 6-pack that I stashed. I'm leaving, so I took that 6-pack, although I'd bought the beer for the party. Nobody asked me to. It was a gift. I was gifting it.
You gifted.
Can I take that 6-pack?
You gifted.
It wasn't seen.
You gifted 18 beers. You didn't gift a slab.
Okay. No, well,
That's perfectly acceptable, especially if you already gifted a few. You might be going home, the bottle's shut. You might actually be an alcoholic and, need them to get to sleep,
Yeah.
but
have
then I
you
did
still got that 6-pack? Because I would love that 6-pack if you've still got it. Because I'd love another.
I drank it as soon as I got home. I couldn't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had the 6-pack there, and
Yeah.
but then it was my beer, so I put it in the bag. But as I'm putting it in the bag, I'm realizing it looks like I'm stealing beers. So, like, it kind of I don't know if anybody saw me taking it, but it kind of undoes the bring the beer
Generosity of it all.
when it looks like I'm taking the beers and not actually supplying them. Hey, you can't do that.
Have you ever been busted like that at a party?
Stealing the 6-pack, the last 6-pack.
Oh, a traveller.
No, probably drank them all and somebody else's.
Yeah.
No. I don't think so. Not by recollection.
What do you usually do when you get invited to a function or, a soiree? What do you bring? What do you do as a guest?
Well, it depends on the caliber of the event.
True.
But let's say we're talking, straight down the middle of your everyday event. I'm going with my lovely partner, and we're going to and see some other lovely partners for a civilized event. Then I'll probably bring, say,
It was a lovely day, you'd say.
a lovely day.
Yeah.
I would probably bring some wine.
Okay, are we talking like for sharesies or for persos?
Well, yeah, that's a good
Do you know what I
question.
mean? So I bought the wine.
No.
I'm
If
gonna
you
drink it.
bring the wine, that is up for grabs. As soon as that corks out of it.
Yep, I agree.
You got a
And
cork
wanna get
sound on that soundboard there?
You want to
No, that's
no.
Ooh, nice wine.
Oh, and it tastes
smells
great.
like
Great
shit.
legs. No, bottle of bread, and probably I like a good cheese.
Is that your go-to? Because I know you usually bring chocolate. So
Yeah.
would you say?
Well, it depends on the event. I'm very event specific. I'm going to bring wine and bickies to the podcast. Although we could do that one day.
Well, we've done a fair bit of eating on the show, and jezbot just will not.
That's right.
Adjust to it.
Danos put me onto this when he first started listening, before he was a regular host, and said, "Boys, I had to turn it off. You
But he's
you
a
were eating
sympathetic spewer.
you were eating chocolate or whatever, chips, I think it was."
Okay, well,
All right. Well,
Chips
it's pretty
are no good.
hardcore. It's pretty hardcore.
so
Chips
if you
especially.
don't like hearing us eat on the podcast, come in. You're welcome to be a host.
Hey, I don't know if it goes down all that badly. Our listeners send us food.
This is
Yeah,
true.
yeah. Good point.
And we're happy to take any payola, any gifts from any of our listeners.
You keep saying that.
Yeah.
including food. And we've actually even said if you send us food, we'll eat it on air. So
This is true.
we have actually
We have
said
said it. Well, we tend to... Cass will bring a salad. That's mainly out of... she generally can't eat the salads that are there. Like a potato salad. That'd put Cass down for the count.
Right.
Especially if it's got a bit of garlic in it. So we'll bring our own salad. Of course, I'll always bring ice. Because too many times you'll go to a function, there's not enough ice.
Or dirty ice.
Yeah, the ice that tastes like fridge.
Oh, that tastes like...
ice that tastes like fridge. Is there anything worse than that?
You're not supposed to eat that ice that forms on the side of your freezer, man.
But then, like...
That's like one of the earliest lessons that you learn.
I think it is. Yeah, it is.
But then generally we'll also bring a gift. Cass will always have a gift for the kid, or if it was your birthday just recently, Cass knew that, and she'll bring a gift. Nothing expensive, maybe a card.
Oh, a gift is good.
What have you. But when we are invited to people's houses, we tend to over-cater rather than under-cater.
That can happen. But
Tim,
that's cultural.
I've-
It's cultural, and it's
feel
not
you.
necessarily a bad thing to do. You might put yourself out of pocket, and it might not mean much to the people that you do it for, but we do it anyway.
Well, the pocket thing is, you would assume that your good friends have put on something. Like
that's true.
They've spent. It's like when you
Absolutely.
get invited to a wedding, you got to say to yourself, well, we got to give them at least, what they spent on us.
25 ahead.
yeah. 25 ahead per groom and bride, you mean?
Well, I'm thinking,
Is that 25 each or 25?
Oh, yeah. No, 25. Yeah, isn't it? I don't
Or-
know. What
or
is
a
it?
partner
What's
has to
catering?
spend
I don't
25.
know.
well,
Whatever.
look, you got to be at $35 ahead for the food, and then you got to say another $35 for booze, and then the venue. You're up to a good wedding venue should be around about the 140 at least per head.
Per head. 120, 140, I would have said.
Yeah. So if you get invited to this wedding, you need to be chucking at least $250.
Yeah.
I reckon the cash thing's good because it's a straight reimbursement.
Oh, 100% give them the cash. But then if you've travelled,
Yeah.
what's the
Especially
deal there?
overseas. Overseas. If you've had to travel overseas to go to a wedding.
Well, there's
Oh,
no
that's the gift.
presents.
No
Yeah, there's no
presents.
presents there.
No, don't bring a present.
You do something thoughtful.
Like turn up.
That's it. But I'll go to any wedding I'm invited to. I'm right there. I've got so many suits now.
yeah.
From
Oh, you love a
Vietnam
good
that
wedding.
I did.
You love is love.
Love is love.
I did.
And who doesn't love love?
15 weddings last year.
How much love do you have now?
I've seen that there's like a template for a wedding. It comes in 3 different forms.
Yep. Wetiquette. Is this wetiquette?
I guess so.
Yep.
I guess so. There's 3. Like they say, we don't want a traditional wedding, but what they don't understand is that by saying we don't want a traditional wedding, it's a tradition of one of these 3 methods of doing a wedding. Non-traditional. So I guess you're doing that. You're not being original.
Well, like a Star Wars wedding is non-traditional.
Oh, no, we don't want the first dance. We don't want to cut the cake. We just want to get in and have a party.
We're taking photos before the function, all that stuff.
Yeah, or we get married at the engagement party.
Oh, yeah,
like breaking tradition.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the first one.
That's the first one. And then you got the tradition.
Yep.
So all the bells and whistles, lights come on for dessert. Mm-hmm. Kind of stees,
First dance, cutting the cake,
father-daughter dance, mother-in-law, groom dance,
Speeches.
from everyone, and they're all heartfelt.
The whole
Johnny, when he was 2 years old, and then he's now he's 50 years old, but they tell the entire story, And I guess the other
you are now.
I guess the other one is it kind of fits into the category of it's a wedding that it's just not going to work out. It's not going to work out. It's like a shotgun wedding,
Like
almost.
at a scout hall.
Yeah, it's a throw together.
with streamers and balloons.
I did a wedding. I did a wedding once that I think it was last year or the year before, and the bride was in where they set up the arch to get married in their farm sort of property. It was right in the sun, so in the heat of the moment where she's starting to get heat stroke, like
Right.
And
super bad.
you'd assume that she's fasted. She
hasn't eaten.
She hasn't
yeah,
eaten.
all that
she's
business, right? All that
champagne
business.
at 7 a.m. when she's getting her hair did.
Yep, all that business. And then she had they're doing the vows, right in the thick of the vows. So the celebrant who was like, and we'd also like to welcome you to this fantastic union of these two lovely people.
Yeah, he just he or she had just spent $160 online and became a celebrant. This is
Pretty
her
much.
first gig.
Pretty much. So while they're doing the vows, and I'll always love you. So there's
Love is like
so one of the bridesmaids is like leant over and just gone, like that to her, like that.
slapped her on the
Sort of brushed something off the wedding dress, and the bride stopped saying the vows and go, what are you doing? What are you doing? She goes, oh, I just
I'm doing my duties as your
I just brushed off a little spider that was on your thing, and she fucking lit up.
Oh my god! From spider, the word spider.
There was, I can't believe this. On my wedding day, there was a spider on my dress. She
ruined it.
Yeah, it's like, I can't believe this is happening right now.
The day is ruined.
Freak out. It was a freak out.
Okay, and
She-
recovery.
She didn't finish her vows, right?
God damn.
They recovered with the old, we'll just get Larry to do his vows, I guess. So he did his bit, but she freaked out. Then within about 20 minutes after that, it was party time. We're going to do this, to do that. Non-tradish kind of wedding, so they didn't have
Absolutely
first dance or
non-tradish.
anything. So she disappeared, right? So we're like, oh, okay, she's sort of gone. I didn't know where the Dunnies were, right? So, and I'm DJing this wedding. So
And you say Dunnies because it was a...
it's a farm thing. So
Yeah,
where's
so it's
where's
not-
the Porter Dunnies?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because...
I don't know where the Dunnies at. But so what I did is I ducked behind the shed, right,
Right.
where no one was looking. Did my business, but I could hear the bride in the bathroom that was facing the where I was going. So I'm sort of like under the window. It's all
Excellent.
it's all fogged out, like a,
Yeah, like
Like a scene from Titanic.
No, not foggy, not foggy, but when the
Tinted.
glass is, you can't see through the glass.
Yeah.
So you can,
frosted.
frosted. Thank you, boys. And I heard her screaming at the top of her lungs, still like having some kind of anguish,
Reaction.
and then in between going. Then
Sorry for the sympathetic
then
spewers out there.
then the ambulance turned up and took her away,
Right. Oh,
and that was that.
on a stretcher or... Anyway, fucking don't worry about it. I was on a thread. I lost the thread.
So she left in the ambulance, and the wedding was over.
Yeah.
How over? Wrap it up.
well,
lights on. Pack
Oh
it up.
no! The whole night happened, but just the bride wasn't there at all because she must have had a heat stroke. She must have had a heat stroke. Surely.
Surely enough.
Of course she had heat stroke. And a few champagnes. But yeah, obviously there is a certain amount of it.
But
wedding
the
etiquette.
spider freak was a bit. Yeah, it's a breach of etiquette. So that was the formats that was
Oh,
going
the
through.
three formats. You have the
so do a third?
Yeah, the third one is you have the insane crazy.
throw together.
The crazy wedding, the one where it all turns to shit.
Yeah.
The other one's not too bad. Have your tradition, as long as it goes smoothly and everyone was there and you got your prezos. And the first one, as long as you did something original.
Yeah,
you got married, everything was fine.
Okay,
you don't want the third one.
Can I throw a subcategory? And what appears in two forms of the wedding, the untraditional and the throw together wedding, is the skip in and the dance in to a song like, and here's your bridal party. You know, you've
Love
got Jenny.
It's just a level or two down from the flash mob.
It's flash mob ish.
If you're in a flash mob, do you have to buy presents? Because that takes a lot of investment.
Well, the last wedding I was at, which was only a couple of weeks ago, we flew to Sydney, and there was that whole other story I told. I didn't actually tell you about the wedding, which was a great wedding. But they had a crazy wedding singer.
Oh, yeah, you sent me a video of that.
Right. So what's the etiquette on this one? This guy was good. He was hilarious, and I loved everything he did. But he came out in a helmet at one stage with no shirt on.
Brilliant.
Right. And then he was in a cape, and he'd be on the floor.
Costume changes.
Costume changes. He'd be on the floor.
Do you do costume changes, Timmy Taco?
I do T-shirt changes.
Mid-set?
Not mid-set, but
No.
like if I'm doing a set with a live thing and I'm DJing for two different guys on the same night, I'll change.
Right, yeah.
But
okay.
here's the thing about this wedding.
That's something that's included in the price.
Like that's inclusive.
Fresh shirt.
Yeah.
The thing about this wedding was like classy, like really classy, great wedding, beautiful setting.
Nice food.
Oh man, the food was amazeballs. Like Cassie's intolerances of certain foods were met with for canapes. She got a shot glass of soup, of pumpkin soup.
Right.
You know, like a full-on
The
party.
soup was that good. You only need 30 mils.
An amazing. Yeah, that's right. Barely hits the sides. I jumped on already. I don't remember drinking.
Yeah.
But this guy, this wedding singer, was loosey goosey, and I'm not sure.
So as a
if he
comedy
was,
actor, like what's the deal?
Well,
'Cause I've got the video here somewhere.
yeah,
I'm
I've
trying
got
to-
one here. This is him. This is when he's on the floor in his cape, and he's playing that. What's the thing where it's a keyboard and it's in your mouth and you blow?
harpsichord.
Right, so he's on the.
That's not it.
Isn't it? That's a
Yeah.
Mellophone or something.
Right, so
Mellotron.
he's on the floor playing an
Mouth organ phone.
AC/DC song while one of the best men is doing push-ups on top of him, right? So, yes.
Yep, that's classic Australian wedding party tracks.
Yeah. That's in plain thing. There he goes. So live band.
Live band, awesome.
How many people in the band?
4 people, really highly skilled musicians.
Were they all dressed up?
No.
So
It's just he's a loose cannon.
I
And
wonder
when he's at a
where they
wedding,
found him.
I don't know. Oh, he comes with the pack with the place.
Oh, what?
They recommend this celebrant. She doesn't or ah. They recommend this type of band, and you can either have the cool guy or you can have the
You can have the straight guy. Which do you want, the traditional or do you want the untraditional?
exactly.
Yeah. See, because they know, and it is. There's only 3 methods of doing it. Right, that guy's gone out on a limb. But if you want to do something different and you don't want to go the flash mob, but you want to be untradish,
You go a
then
little
you
bit
go-
crazy
you
on
go
the
with
wedding
a little
singer.
bit crazy, like you pep it up. You go space theme or crazy singer. We're in a movie, and what the hell's going on? Kind of.
Electro doof.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a good
Well,
one.
the next time I get married, I plan. That's for you, Cass. Love you, babe.
Have you got a whip sound in that soundboard over there? Start hitting some bloody buttons.
Yeah, it's TJ and the Sponge on your drive time commute. It's early in the morning and you're going to work.
And on your way to work, we're going to discuss a few little things with you that might brighten up your morning. And here we are, we're the Escape Pods. I'm Sean Enough, and I'm here with Jezbot and Timmy Tucker. And we want to tell you that
It's great to be here. Thanks, Sean.
it is quite very good to be here. You don't have to tell me twice, Jezbot.
It's great to be here,
Funny
Sean.
funny thing happened to me this morning, blokes. Couldn't find the keys to my car.
Could you? Well, how'd you get here?
I found them.
Oh, right. Where were they?
Oh, they were where I usually leave them.
Yeah.
Where did you leave them last?
Yep, where I put them down, I think.
They're always in the last place you look.
And the first place you think.
And when you find them, you always remember how the fuck you left them there in the first place.
I do remember putting them on the key hook. So,
Here's a hot tip if you're trying to break into your car. You locked your keys in the car. You know where the keys are, but you can't get them out. And you can do the old coat hanger and you try to bend it just in such a way that you can latch onto that, you know, the button they have on the inside.
Yeah.
And you trigger that. What you've got to do is you go to the door store or Bunno's, and you get yourself...
Hold up. Are you just about to tell all of our listeners how to break
break
into
into
cars?
cars?
No, how to retrieve your keys from your car.
Lost the keys to my car.
Your car.
Say if you had, for example, lost your keys in your car and you just needed to get into your own car to get your keys, what would you do?
Well, what you do is you go to the door store or Bunno's and you'd get this, it's like it's a pouch. It's like the size of a wallet. But the pouch actually inflates with an air pump mechanism.
Oh, right. Does it work?
So what you do is this is what, the last time I locked my keys in my car, I called the locksmith. He came out. He was in my car in 15 seconds, and he had one of these pouches.
You pumped it up.
And you get them at the door store because it's for carpenters. You put it under the door, and you can just pump it slightly and adjust the door just before you
Get your level right before
get
you
your
put
levels
your
right and
hinges
everything.
in.
You know, all that kind of business, right? But what you do is you take this pouch and you shove it in that little crack in your door, and then you start pumping and pumping, and it bends the door just enough, or not even just enough to get a...
Sean enough?
Sean enough. This thing will bend your door. Not bend it, though. Just rotate it.
How does
Just
it not break
rotate.
the glass?
It doesn't, because the whole door sort of rotates. It's like there's tolerances in this stuff. And you pump it, you pump, and then you can get either a small child's hand down there, or... You know, your wire technique, your coat hanger.
I'd go the wire technique, personally. I don't know about the small child.
That's how you break into a car. Stealing a car. I mean,
It's a whole
stealing
other
cars is
story.
not like that.
It's a whole other story.
That's right. Talking about whole other stories. A sad day it has been over the last couple of days.
9/11.
9/11, that's been bad. The
That was bad, man.
anniversary of, and it was bad.
It changed the world.
That
change the
time,
world.
that time I cut my nipple.
That was pretty bad, man.
That was pretty
That
bad.
wedding was terrible.
It was bad. It wasn't. It wasn't like this. It wasn't live like this.
This
It
isn't
wasn't bad,
though.
like Michael Jackson bad.
This isn't bad. This is some of the best music I've ever heard.
This is bad, good, bad. This is Michael Jackson bad.
Yeah.
But this is Mac Miller, who sadly passed away a couple of days on the 7th of September
It did,
2018.
Hip hop sensation Mac Miller.
Hip hop sensation, young fella, died at the age of 26 of a suspected drug overdose.
26.
Was
Yeah,
how close
26.
What's that? What's the club? 20.
7.
27 club.
You're not in there, buddy. He missed.
Yeah.
What
Missed
about
out.
Biggie Smalls and Tupac? They weren't 27. They were below 27.
I think they were in the 25s.
Yeah, but
So
it's a pretty exclusive club. Didn't quite make it.
No, I haven't heard much of this guy. Like, I'm only hearing it now this week. I picked this up on our local PBS community radio station.
Great station.
But it seems that he was good. Why haven't I heard
It was
about
great.
this guy?
He produced his own tracks. He was a musician and respected amongst the music community. It was live, man. He had some
I'll
great
just
tunes.
interject there and tell you why you've never had this guy, because you hate everything and everyone.
Oh,
Jeremy.
that checks out. Yeah, that's.
And you were probably told to listen to this 1,000 times, but because you were told.
Yes, but anyways, I
My
thought I
pure-
would just pass a little bit of respect and love that way. And it's anyone that's affected by the deaths of celebrities. No discredit to you, because I'm usually not. But young Mac, it's sad when a good soul passes.
Look, it definitely hits you in certain ways. I know when David Bowie and Prince died, you stand back and
Prince is
go,
a
"Well,
big
hot
one.
diggity." Well, maybe not hot diggity. You go, "God damn!" If
God
Prin-
damn.
if Prince
God diggity.
and David Bowie can die, shit, maybe I'm gonna die as well.
That's right. That's
Hey,
right.
Raj,
Because they had
right
all the
now.
money and all the access to all the stem cells, all the doctors.
Yeah, that
You know what
is a
I'm
good
saying?
point. That is a good point.
And if you want to make music and you want to get a record deal, I reckon don't get one with Warner Brothers. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Because
Disney.
They come for that shit.
I don't know.
All right. What's
the rabbit
with-
hole? Is that you down a rabbit hole with that one?
Oh, I'm not even going to open that can of worms.
Well, I'll open it slightly
Okay.
with Aretha Franklin, who R.I.P. Died last week terribly. It's just such a shame. But
It's a shame as well.
didn't have a will.
Okay. Huh?
Didn't have a will. She would be. This is according to the internet. She wouldn't come on stage until she was paid in cash, in a briefcase, whatever, for her performance.
Okay.
I don't know where all that cash is, but didn't have a will apparently. Just as Prince didn't have a will.
It's strange.
Now what happens is, Aretha had 15 kids or whatever. It's going to go into litigation.
Yeah, they'll miss out. Some
Everything's
label
going to get sucked
Get
away.
megabucks.
And then what happens is someone like, I'm not saying Warner or Sony, or I'm not saying that, but just as an example, they swoop in and then get that cheddar. That they get that Aretha. They get that Aretha,
That Aretha
and
cheddar.
Prince
the
back
Prince cheddar.
catalogue cheddar.
And they do. They actually own the back catalogue, which actually,
They do now.
there's a bit of money in that. And
Billions.
Mac Miller's album Swimming came out a couple of months ago, and it's been doing okay, but not great.
But now,
It's number one now.
Yeah, it's number one now. So what? So what? He overdosed because
Last
it wasn't
album of the
doing
deal.
well?
Last album of the deal. But anyways, who's saying that? I mean,
you didn't say it.
I didn't
And he-
say it.
And
I
he
wouldn't
used to
say
go
it.
out with Ariana Grande.
Aniran. Oh, good. I can't say it.
Ariola Big Ball Grande, whatever her name was.
I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what's with that. Are we
shame,
supposed to?
but
Are we all supposed to like
Respect. Respect.
I don't think so. No.
Anyway.
I mean, I don't know much about
her? I don't know anything
these pop
about her.
figures. I don't at all. But it's quite sad to see.
The
Because he's
infighting.
brushed with this, Ariana Grande, who's had a bit of pop star fandom, and most of the popular posts that I've seen announcing Mac Miller's death have been Ariana Grande's ex has died.
Oh, right.
And I-
Oh, is
that's
that her? Okay.
So
That's
she's
her.
going
That's the
to
tie-in.
Okay,
a
right.
massive
Right.
amount of
And,
publicity.
and
out
the
of
whole
event.
reason why she gets publicity is because she's a Nickelodeon child or one of those Disney kids or whatever. Do you know what I mean? She's like a Mouseketeer
She's
kind of styles. She's one of
she's
the,
in with the cool kids.
I guess.
Well, she's
she's
in with
cast. She's cast with the cool kids, don't you, man?
And by cool kids,
Yeah.
you mean creepy old white dudes?
Yep. The
Yeah,
wine.
I
You got
said
your
that.
She's
wine.
surrounded by tragic
Cosby's,
events.
you got your-
There was a bloody terrorist attack at one of her shows in Manchester.
Oh, there was.
Yeah.
The people died, and it was a horrific event.
And Jesus, that got some airtime, didn't it?
Sure did. Was good for press.
Sean did.
Yeah,
Sean did.
yes, that's true. But
There you go.
respect to
Okay,
respect,
respect-
respect,
respect
to the
Let's
fallen.
Give us,
Retro
give us
Mac-
one more hit on that that guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
But we've got to hear this bass line provided by Thundercat.
Right.
Have we actually turned into a radio station?
Coming up next, we got Mac Miller.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All Mac Miller, all Thundercat, all day.
Miller FM.
He's dead but not forgotten. Thanks.
The station that plays only deceased artists.
You've got your Prince,
Bowie.
Aretha Franklin, Elvis. Yeah, that's not bad. Jim Morrison. You got Janis Joplin. We could actually do that.
Tchaikovsky.
You got to be dead to be on 103.10 FM.
That's right. Dead FM, you won't win it till you're dead.
Well, that leads into our segment we want to do, Celebrity Seance.
Yeah, that's got to come up.
Where we conduct a seance and we bring up the spirit of a deceased celebrity.
Artiste.
And we interview them.
Yeah.
That'd be brilliant.
That's coming up soon.
Yep.
We're
going to do that with a Ouija board.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you ever
Or
done
would you employ a medium? That's probably easier. If we get a medium.
We could reach out and ask.
we could reach around.
But if we were going to reach
Any
out
mediums
for a
out
medium, they should already know that we want them. So just call us.
Should already be here?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Where?
What took you so long?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought my phone was ringing.
Oh, you can take a call.
No, it wasn't really. I was joking.
Yes, and
Back on the streets?
back on the streets of Windsor. Thanks for having us at your studio, Sean.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Excellent. So
Thanks for getting
This is
out
what
this way, guys.
you recorded today. This is actual Turak. Are we in Turak? What?
This is Windsor. This is just a bit of ambience recorded down from the end of down here in Chapel Street, Windsor. Getting a bit of tram action.
Just at the end of the street here, where you have your amazing studio.
That's right. It is. It is. It's quite the space, and it's been a pleasure to get a bit of a escape pod action out there.
Yeah, Sean
from
and
this
us, you really
space.
must go.
The only
it is.
the only downside is that when we do it here, I can't get Red Rooster,
Oh, yeah.
which is half the reason why I do the podcast. So I'm sort of actually indebted this evening. So yeah,
And Jess loves to. Your lovely partner loves to go to Chatty during the
Our podcast.
podcast.
Well, what young lady doesn't like going to Chadstone on a late night shopping night?
You tell me. You tell
call
me.
in. You call in on what is the? Do you know what? Forget about all the Facebook and all that business.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
We've forgotten about it.
Yeah,
I think we sort of have.
I don't think we mention it. So don't mention it.
So no
ever again.
Pfeffernuss?
Oh, Pfeffernuss we can do.
Pfeffernuss is that we're here at the studio and...
No, Tim. This is a segue for you to advertise the record.
the record. Ozploitation. A documentary, which is officially out from the weekend and should be available via PayPal, which you can just order. It's mainly going to be hand-to-hand sales.
So what is it? It's a scratch.
It's
for
the first
DJs,
ever
yeah?
all Australian sampled battle scratch record, and it's first of its kind. Certainly not the last. And
Get it while you can.
Yeah.
I think it probably will go down as a bit of a collectible.
It's a historical moment.
How are sales?
Good.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sales
soaring.
good.
Yeah, they're getting snapped up. So
getting quick.
yeah,
So when you
gotta
say
go
hand to hand, where is it?
well, when I
back
say hand to
alleyways?
hand, you go to the Master Australia on Instagram, and there'll be some links there that allow you to just order it via PayPal.
Straight from the
And it gets
source.
sent to you straight from the source.
And I thought it'd be great bit of kit for your international scratch DJ.
Absolutely.
Someone
so. 'Cause
overseas,
they do love-
they love the Aussie accent, and it's filled. This album is filled with little samples of "Go get."
It's all the Aussie sayings
Throw a
and
shrimp on the
all
Barbie
things,
was on
samples
there.
from stuff and
It's a
Crocodile
bit
Dundee.
Australiana. Was there
Stone
any
the Crows.
ostentatious sample in there?
Not in this one.
Oh, fantastic. That's probably good news. That's good news.
How much can a koala be?
About 6
So,
kilos.
has anyone got any more? Oh, it's a sunburnt cunt tree. Yeah, something like that.
You've
you know
got
what it is? Or he's gonna pull it.
Oh no, I've got the vinyl here, but we don't have time for that.
No,
on
we
this
don't have
evening's
time for that.
program.
We
Certainly don't have that.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tim, it's and Sean, it's been a pleasure being here in the Faux Turnstile Records Presents Escape Pod.
Studio,
yeah.
It absolutely has been. And before we close out, I'd just like to, on behalf of the Escape Pods, pay respect to the Wollwarong tribes. You know, the original people, past and present, of our location, and we do have to
acknowledge them every single time.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? A bit of too little, too late, but that's what we do.
That's what we do. And
That's the
well done.
credo of the podcast. Too little, too late, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, put that on a plaque. I'm jezbot.
I'm Timmy Taco.
oh, sure enough.
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button. The ship will self-destruct in exactly 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Who are you? One pod left. And the 3 of us.
The escape pod.
Escape pod.
The escape pod.
What if there are droids in the escape pod? The sensors wouldn't pick them up.
Escape puzzle sounds really nice.
Well, boys, it's a very lovely ship. I think you should go down. Goodbye.